Now we turn to a broader perspective on humanity, resilience, and societal challenges. Please join me in welcoming back Zvika Klein, our editor-in-chief, to the stage to interview Professor Tova Hartman, Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences at Ono Academic College.
Hello, and welcome to Ono Academic College, the largest college in Israel. Our Kiryat Ono campus, spanning 10 beautiful acres in the heart of the country's industrial and technological hub, is complemented by additional campuses in Haifa and Jerusalem. Founded in 1995, Ono has become a beacon of multiculturalism, welcoming students and faculty from every corner of Israeli society. Our 3,000 faculty members and dedicated researchers, consistently rated as the top lecturers in Israel by the National Student Union, are constantly pushing the boundaries of innovation and academic discoveries. Ono Academic College offers 70 academic programs across 6 faculties and schools. A world-class education and practical experience in cutting-edge research labs and simulation centers. At Ono, we believe every student has the potential to thrive. We invest substantial resources in every aspect of their well-being and prioritize accessibility and inclusion, as well as the campus social life experience. Advanced fitness centers, in-campus dormitories, career development centers, innovation hubs, and other amenities round out our rigorous curricula to enable a vibrant, holistic campus experience where every student feels valued and at home. Our alumni are leading figures in the fields of business, technology, health, law, education, and more. We are proud to be selected as the most highly recommended college in Israel by the Globe's Brand Index list, and will continue to go above and beyond to give every student the best applied education available. Thank you, and we look forward to welcoming you to Ono Academic College soon.
Hello, Professor Hartman.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay, it's very moving to be here.
Yeah, it's difficult to speak, I think, after those, but, we have interesting things to discuss. So at, the Ono College, you have, just like, many other institutions, the students could be combat soldiers, they could be families living in evacuated areas. Let's not forget, huge amounts of Israelis still have not returned to their homes. So how do you have an academic life continue in that situation?
Okay, I just would like to start with one. I call them refugees.
Okay.
And it's very important to call them what really they're experiencing. And in Israel, we have refugees who are forced out of their homes and are, we are trying to take care of them. And I think it's very important. Evacuees is a little sanitary.
Right.
It's too clean. And
we use the word displaced. But
yes,
whatever.
and,
yeah.
Gaza has displaced people, all refugees, and in Israel we have many people who are. And so I think when you say welcome, and when we say welcome to students, the question is, do we really mean it? And what happens when we mean it? And what has to be in place in order to make people, those who are refugees, soldiers, wives of soldiers, mothers of soldiers, how do we welcome them on the one hand and also continue to teach on the other and continue to say to every single student, you will graduate. And my commitment as a dean is, in the United States, they used to say, no child left behind. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying is that there will not be any soldier left behind. And so in order to do that, for example, I spoke to, when I welcomed the professors at the beginning of this year, and again, and also I spoke to them often last year. I said, this is our miluim. Our reserves, my generation's reserves now, are to take care of every student. And in order, it's not, we have to make sure when students come to class that they know what is expected of them. Because often people told us, you know, they don't have to write exams. They shouldn't work too hard. And what I said is they will all write exams, and we will work hard in order to enable them to have a real future.
Right. And I think, you know, it's not, I mean, I mentioned the students, but, you know, the faculty as well. Faculty, there could be someone whose family member was killed or kidnapped, people whose children are in service, so there's lots of stress.
There's a lot of stress, and I think we put in effect different protocols of study and different protocols of also how do we help each other as staff. And so we have a buddy system for the professors, because everybody's going to have a crisis. So we have to make sure that every teacher knows that if that morning they can't get out of bed, somebody's there for them.
Oh, wow.
And if a student doesn't show up for 2 weeks consecutively, there's somebody in their house finding out how, why, can we bring you back?
That's amazing. And, you know, also there's, you know, the issue of trauma now probably turning into PTSD. Is there, you know, is there a way to actually deal with that within an academic institution?
I think it's the job of an academic institution to deal with it. And as a result, we instituted a large trauma clinic. And we also, though, when we did it, we had to try to think, what is it that students need? And it's not only pure psychological help, but part of the trauma is they need to help with loans from the banks. They need help in integrating back into the workforce. So the trauma clinic is really one of its kind in the sense that psychology and the business world and the legal world and the law world are working, integrating together in order to help every student who needs help really be able to come back.
That's amazing. And you know, we're here in Miami, a fabulous Jewish community, so, you know, so connected to Israel, supportive of Israel, Zionistic, and many people, you know, our young generation want to do more or to feel more connected to Israel.
Yes.
And, you know, sometimes people are like, we just don't know how to do it. So what is, you know, what does Ono have to offer in that world?
So first of all, I think Miami community is one of the most special communities, the Jewish communities who are so outwardly supportive of Israel, and the next generation is supportive of Israel.
I agree.
And so I want to thank you for that.
Give her a round of applause. Come on, she's giving you a compliment.
It's, yes. And it isn't the case.
People don't compliment you all the time, you know.
And it isn't the case in all communities. And I think many Jewish students, for example, are going to universities and they really were on the margins. You know, they know they're Jewish or they know about Israel, and all of a sudden they are being exposed to anti-Semitism in ways that they couldn't believe is happening. Like to say, it's actually happening to me. A student just called and said she wore a Magen David in her campus, and the teacher, in front of everybody, asked her, how are you wearing a sign of genocide in my campus?
Oh my God.
And after we heard more and more of these kinds of things, we decided to open up an overseas
program.
Yes, an overseas program where we are inviting people, to students to come.
And is there interest? Like, I mean, because there definitely is. There are many Jewish students who are moving to different academic institutions. So is Israel also a possibility?
Yeah, and I think Israel is a possibility. And we also, what we're trying to do with them is both that they should come into classes and to learn and to begin their academic development. And also, though, part of their time, will be to integrate into part of the workforce and to have internships according to their interests.
Right.
So we've already set up, and we have a whole place where people can do internships in law firms, they can do internships in high tech.
And in media at the Jerusalem Post.
Okay, so if you are now offering us some internships
Yes,
there.
we are.
So
we have great interns.
So I'm really glad. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. So, final question is, the Ono Academic College has grown substantially in the past 30 years. It's really impressive how you've been able to grow. And one of the things is applying this unique academic teaching style. Can you explain what that means? Because, in Israel, there's sometimes a difference between a very kind of old school university where it's very theoretical, and people like me don't really like that.
Okay. So basically our students learn in an environment that what we would call applied academics. And that is that we do not see a contradiction between rigorous research, rigorous teaching, and the needs of the job market. And we have a commitment to our students to enable them to integrate in the job market, be them Haredim, we have the largest Haredi campus.
Which is super impressive, and it's a few campuses, by the way.
Yes. Yes, it's a few campuses, and it's really saying, and we have people from the Arab sector, very large. And we are doing this not only because we're nice, and I think we try to be nice.
Because it's important.
Because every general in the Israeli army and every prime minister from Bibi a few times and afterwards said, if all of the populations in Israel will not be integrated into the job market, we are in real trouble. So we are doing this, and in a deep way as well, this is our answer to BDS.
Right.
BDS wants to say there's no democracy in Israel, so we're telling people and students here, come and see what Israel really is. We don't want to only answer, oh, don't you know, we're really not having genocide, or we really are a democracy. We're saying, come and see what really goes on in a college, in a university that is committed to the welfare of all our students. And I think that would be the best answer to BDS now.
100%. And Professor Professor Hartman, I think what you guys are doing with the Haredi community and the Arab community is something that changed Israeli society. And I've seen it from up close, and it's amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming here and being with us.
Thank you. And thank you to the Miami Jewish community.
Thank you, Miami Jewish community.